Please say a command.
Go to hospital.
Lost River, Quebec.
Wow. Lost River.
Would you like to navigate to the city center?
No. I'll give you one more chance. I'm hungry.
Can you say that again?
I'm hungry.
I'm sorry, but I still didn't get that. Please say that another way or select an option on the screen.
Me hungry girl. What is up, internet world, and welcome back to the channel. Today I bring you the 2023 Subaru WRX. Now for some trivia. What does WRX stand for? Comment below, wrong answers only. World Rally Experimental, because when you think about Subaru, you think about rally driving, except rally driving doesn't sell cars, size does. So for this 5th generation, it's more stiff, it's larger inside, it's longer, it's wider, but it's not taller. It is actually shorter, which is nice. And you can get it in automatic and manual. And when you think automatic, you're thinking a real gearbox, right? So under this functional hood is the all-new 2.4 liter boxer intercooled motor that makes the exact same torque as the last version that was a 2 liter. This thing makes 271 horsepower. That is 3 horsepower more than the last version, and the exact same torque. What is going on? How is this new motor, new chassis, all new, make 3 more horsepower and the same torque than the last version that was a 2 liter? A 2 liter versus a 2.4 liter. If my math serves me correctly, that's 20% larger, makes the same torque and 3 more horsepower. Do you know what 3 horsepower is? Yeah, I have a lawnmower that I push and pull, and that's 4 horsepower. This makes less improvement than my lawnmower. But this thing has to drive well. There has to be that reason. Drive well, please drive well, please drive well, please drive well. All right, Subaru CVT, there's no launch control in this thing, so we'll just flip the ground it up. We just wait, and we release. Excellent, excellent. Hear those shifting sounds. There's none. But Subaru has tightened the ratios to feel it more engaging and alive. They have assisted the steering so it's very light, which is crazy because Germans do the exact opposite. So if you haven't driven a Subaru before, steering is always heavy. You need huge arms to turn a Subaru steering wheel, but not this one. Like, it's ultra light and kind of dangerous. Now, think about this. German cars. Every German car has light steering, and then you put it in sport and it gets heavy steering. They make it heavier. That's the total opposite of this Subaru. Subaru's like, hey, we got heavy steering, put it in sport and we'll give you lighter steering. But let's talk versatility. It's a Subaru, which means I can take this thing on dirt roads. I can't do that in the Elantra N, not a Veloster, not a Jetta. Nope, because they'll say something about the corrosion warranty. It's got stone chips, and yeah, because you didn't treat it properly. Nope. The Subaru has a whole bunch of cladding, and I can take this thing off-roading. And again, this is where it's a bit tricky. I'm turning like crazy, and this stability program is kicking in like crazy. It just, listen, they've got this rally stuff locked down. They understand how these cars work in gravel, and their competition doesn't. That's it. The end. And when you're flying down these things, it is cheating because I have performance tires and it's a gravel road, and any vehicle with performance tires, all-wheel drive or not, is gonna feel a bit shaky. And that's exactly what this thing feels like. Like the back end does come out and it's on the brakes, on the turns. It's cool to have the flat bottom steering wheel now. I like that piece because you can turn it a lot better. Hey, hello, Tesla. So on the side here, you have the most outstanding, outlandish piece of the Subaru WRX, and that is this cladding. It is everywhere and it's super noticeable. Now, if you take a look at it up close, you will see it's not smooth. It has these little divots, just like a golf ball, which Subaru says reduces friction. Now, that is probably the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard, because this thing is designed to be rally driven. You're not taking this thing on the Autobahn and trying to get max speed out of this thing. This is purely used so the body doesn't get beat up by stone chips. Now, as far as how it looks, I actually do like it. In red, I like the contrast between the red and the black wheels and all the black pieces on the car. I do like the way it looks. And that is saying something, because Subaru actually never cares how it looks. It's like me going to Home Depot. Ugly. And the cladding on the back here is just a little bit too excessive. Unless, of course, I'm having a party and I need somewhere to sit. Then I can bring all my buddies and sit on this bench-like rear cladding, AKA the bumper. And what is up with this brake light that's supposed to be here that is not here, that is here? Is this supposed to be for a hitch or a brake light? Comment below. But don't worry, there is some good pieces about the back, and that's these quad exhausts. So if you decide to buy a manual transmission WRX, you actually get a different all-wheel drive system than the automatic. The manual transmission has something called a viscous coupling that transfers power front to back 50-50. But if you buy the automatic, which is a CVT, you get a center differential that transfers it 45-55. So it's different. It's sort of strange that it's different. Most cars are the same, but not Subaru. And also when you get the GT model, you get adaptive suspension. This one has fancy 18s, and these 18s have sticky performance tires, which is odd considering rally driving. So in the back of the Subaru WRX, good quality. I mean, you gotta think, Subaru had terrible interior back in the day. Quality's really, really improved. Like, it feels really good, substantial suede and leather. It does have heated seats left and right. It also does have USBs regular, and it does tell you that it's 2.1 amps per side. Now, this is the same as the Jetta. It doesn't have any vents back here, just in my feet. There's nothing on the side, nothing up top, obviously, because it's not a minivan, but there's nothing here. So if I'm dying of heat back here, I only have to yell at the driver and tell him to turn the air conditioning up. Now, as far as legroom goes, it does have quite a bit of legroom. There's no more that I need. This is a little bit more than the Jetta. It's way more than Ian's Mazda 3, which this competes directly against. And as far as the Elantra N, this is still a little bit bigger, and the back seats definitely feel better quality. Now, this does also have 11 speakers from Harman Kardon that has a 503 watts, but again, I need the air. So front seat of the Subaru WRX. And first things first, the seat. This is the regular seat. It's amazing. It's suede, it's bolstered very well. It has WRX here. And this is not like Porsche where you have to pay for these crested stitched headrests. They're included. And these aren't the best seats. They're actually Recaros that are one step above this in the GT trim. Now, the only problem is in the GT trim, you cannot get manual transmission. You're stuck getting the CVT, which is super annoying. But hey, at least no matter which one you buy, besides the base, you get this 11.6-inch screen, which is a huge improvement over anything Subaru in the past. They always sucked. This is bigger, more 2023, I guess, because it's bigger. Very easy to use, very basic, and weirdly enough, it comes with a birthday reminder. Strange. Now, if you wanted wireless charging, you can't get it. You do have two USBs here and an input for some music, because apparently they still use those. You do have cigarette lighter, and everything else is Subaru-ish. The gauges are purely analog, with the center screen being quasi-digital. Everything is as Subaru as we expected from all their cars. That's it. So I feel like if I'm the type to just like beat on cars, not really care about it, want something that's super versatile, fair priced, solid, reliable, I feel like Subaru is it. There's not much else I'm gonna buy. I'm not gonna buy the Elantra N because I feel like that's just way too sporty. I can't really beat on it. It's not all-wheel drive, so it doesn't compete. I could look at the Golf R, but I can't really beat on a Golf R. I feel like it's too pretty, too much of a work of art. This thing's not a work of art. This thing's like a worker of art. And I always see old Subarus. I see Subarus that are like 30 years old, driven by some old guy with gray hair. And yeah, those guys, they drive Subarus. So I'm like, hey, they must be reliable. And I know they are, which is why they're popular, regardless of all this fancy stuff. And people that buy them now, that have bought them in the past, would be like, I hate this screen, it's gonna break. So Subaru held onto that nasty, weird screen for as long as possible. And they're starting off in this fancy WRX. So I hope you guys like this video on this Subaru WRX sedan. And maybe this is the gateway to the new Impreza sedan, who knows? Maybe this is the STI that they'll never bring back and we have to boost it ourselves now that we have a bigger screen. Beats me. Comment below. Thanks for watching.